Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Thursday Night Book Club, a place where we feature some of our teachers on the International Mindfulness Directory, or holistic practitioners, and people who have been on the journey with MNPC for the last few years. And Sheila Balgobin was actually involved in the very first retreat that MNPC ran in the New Forest in 2018. And I'm really excited for Sheila because of her all the work that she's done. She's written 4 books. She is the dream decipherer. She is the person that you go to for dream interpretation. She runs courses. She has her TV channel, and she's had a bestseller on the New York list in the UK and Australia. And welcome, Sheila, to tell us about yourself.
Hi, William. I mean, it's nice to be able to catch up with you. As a note, I was on the ground floor, so to speak, when MNPC was getting off the ground. So it's nice to see that it's growing and thriving still. I've recently moved back to the US after 25 years in the UK, and as you can see, I'm enjoying the sunshine here in Miami. It's what I've been up to really is working, finding new sources of information and people to interview for my TV show, which is called Dream Your Life, Live Your Dream, and talks about dreams and why they're important to us. So that's my main focus at this moment in time, is to help people to understand just how useful and important our dreams can be.
And how did you get into dream analysis in the first place?
Well, I mean, it wasn't something that I got into. It was something that I was born with. The women in my family have been blessed with the ability to work with dreams in some way or other. And my particular take on that gift has been able to understand dreams, sort of like a modern day Joseph without the Technicolor dream coat. So my gift has been able to decipher the clues or crack the code of people's dreams so that they can pull out the information that they contain. Dreams have their own particular language, their own way of communicating things. And for each person, that way of communicating information is slightly different. So what I teach people in a 6-week course is how to be able to crack the code of their own dreams so that they can pull out that information and, more importantly, use that information to create the best lives for themselves.
And I think you're taking mindfulness to a new level here. Last week we had an astrologer. This week we have a dream decipherer. And I guess MNPC is really about healing ancestral wounds. You know, and what I'm hearing is your gifts have been innate, that they've been passed down from generations. So it's not something that you just turn on. And I was going to refer to Joseph, you know, because I mean it's biblical, isn't it? This is I guess my question is, I'm wondering where is science in relation to measuring dreams and interpretation?
Well, I tell you something that has recently come across my desk that a colleague of mine sent to me not too long ago. We know that all mammals dream. And if you've ever had a dog or cat and seen them barking or hissing in their sleep, you know that that's true. But I recently came across an article in National Geographic, I believe it was, where a woman is doing research in the Amazon around spiders dreaming. Lab rats apparently dream, maybe about the mazes that they're put through. I don't know. We don't know what they're dreaming, but when they've been able to monitor their brain activity, that parts of their brains that light up during these various tests that are performed are similar to what lights up in our own brains when we're dreaming. So there's apparently dreaming is part of memory consolidation. Dreaming is also about helping us to work through things that we aren't able or unwilling to work through during our waking hours. Now, there's lots of research been done on sleep, and some more and more research is being done on dreams now, and not just as a part of sleep, but as an entity, if you will, in its own right. That there's dreaming is a very integral part of our emotional and physical well-being. So, um, yes, that's true. I mean, the spiders have been, we talk about, in Native Americans talk about grandmother spider weaving the world together. So, yeah, I'll share some suggestions with regard to how people can get in touch with and remember their dreams. Though I'm not going to give away too much for the simple reason I want people to get on my course. But two simple things that can help with being able to remember our dreams. And just as a statistic, 50% of a dream is forgotten within the first 5 minutes of waking up, and that's true across the board for everyone, even me. So being able to retain the memory of the dream, or to recall a dream, is really down to us making the effort. And two things that you can do that can help with that process. One is very simple, very old school, and that's to keep a little notebook or pad and a pen or pencil by your bed. You don't have to write War and Peace, but if you jot down bullet points, it will help when you're fully awake to be able to recall more of your dream. So that's something very simple. I wouldn't advise using your phone, because the blue light from the phone can disturb the melatonin and serotonin production, which is important for sleep. So that's not the best idea. So doing it the old school way with a piece of paper and a pen will work much better. The other thing is to drink, but maybe an hour or so before going to bed, to drink a glass of water. And the reason for that is it's in a analogous, if you will, to our psyche, because the psyche is compared to, or our emotions are compared to, water. And having that energetic connection with water can help perhaps to stimulate dreaming and to prompt to enhance memory recall. And there's an interesting thing that happens with dreams. And when our unconscious mind perceives that we're making more of an effort to remember our dreams or to tap into our dreams, it will do things to help us retain memories better. So, I mean, those are two simple things that people can do. Have a glass of water about an hour before bed. No Wi-Fi or anything overstimulating before going to bed. And having a pad and paper by your bedside to jot down any bullet points when you do dream.
I'm sure
So,
that our audiences have so many questions on this topic, and I'm looking forward to attending your 6-week course so you can give us more information on that in your TV channel. And welcome Skywalker, or now known as Gogo Giat, who's in Alaska and one of our guests in the next few weeks. But you're welcome to ask a question if you want.
yes, please feel free to ask any questions you may have.
No, she pretty much kind of answered the question I have. The thing is, I used to remember dreams, and I used to do what you say. I have journals from years back of dreams that I have, but I have not been able to remember dreams in years now. Once or twice it's happened, and I drink water. I drink water all the time, and I drink water before I go to bed. I was in a dream class for 2 years, and we were doing Toltec class, doing these dream practices. I didn't ever, I still couldn't dream. That's where I got my ancestral training. So that's my whole thing, is just being able to regained. I've had a couple of moments recently, and I wrote them down. But my whole thing is I just don't remember them at all. It's just really,
Well,
especially for as much as I used to.
okay, and there could be various reasons for that. One thing that I do when I do free dreamers consultations with people is to look at their sleep patterns and their habits with regard to sleep hygiene, as they call it. I mean, their habits around sleep, because it could be medication that's causing interference with their sleep cycle in general. And if you're not sleeping sufficiently, you're not going to dream. That's just the way it is. You have to be asleep long enough for that complete cycle to take place. And the dreams part of that cycle is sort of like at the bottom, if you will, of the sleep cycle. So if you're not sleeping sufficient number of hours, you're not going to be able to dream. But it could be medication, whether legal or not, that could be the problem. It could be eating too late. It could be being overweight or having a problem like sleep apnea. So there's a number of things that could be interfering with the sleep cycle in general and the dreaming process as well. So that's one of the things that I look at when I start to work with clients, like what exactly is happening in their sleeping life, if you will. Now, the other thing is with my course over the 6 weeks, one of the things that I teach is simple techniques to integrate the two halves of the brain better, because the logical left brain and the more spiritual and emotion rich right brain don't always communicate with each other very well. So that when the right brain floats up a dream, which is image rich and emotion rich, the left brain says, "What? Nonsense, dodgy dinner, cheap wine, bad cheese, whatever it is," and dismisses it immediately. So I teach simple tools, give simple tools and techniques to people to not only be able to increase the coherence between the two hemispheres of the brain, but also to recall dreams better, to call them up, to manifest the dreams, to remember the dreams, and then to interpret the dreams. And most importantly, to take action. And that's the part that a lot of, I think, people who work with dreams may forget, that it's not enough just to dream. In order to ground that dream into everyday reality, you need to take action of some kind. It doesn't have to be a huge, big to do, but you need to just kind of show the universe that you intend to manifest something. And taking a simple action, it could even be as simple, for some people, as writing their dream down. To give you an example, some years ago, I had a dream about it. Was around Christmas time, and my birthday is just after Christmas. And I was dreamt about a huge, huge, huge pine tree, and I could even smell the pine in my dream. And there was lots of presents under the tree, most of which were for my siblings who have passed into spirit. So, which was kind of interesting to me. Was this tree with all these gifts under it from my siblings? There was one big box, though, that was unmarked, had no tag on it, and I assumed it was mine, but I woke up before I could open it. And after sitting with that dream for a time, what I understood from it was that I was the gift. I was the one who had to unpack and open that gift, which was working with dreams. And that, along with some other kind of synchronistic events, led me on to the path that I'm on today, which is working with dreams on a full-time, if you will, basis. So our dreams are there to guide us, to give us important information about ourselves, because it comes from the deepest and wisest part of ourselves, and has information to help guide us to make better decisions for ourselves. I mean, just to give you an example, you know how many things have been invented or created because of dreams? I'll give you a couple of examples. Google was the result of a dream. the double helix of DNA, sewing machines, the novel Frankenstein, and the song Yesterday by the Beatles, which is just a few of the things that have been created or invented because of dreams. So for business people, it could be the next big idea to launch their business into the stratosphere. For it could be making an important decision about a relationship that could be highlighted by a dream. So it's a source of wisdom that people really should pay more attention to, I believe.
Sheila, can you tell us a little bit about your course and your website and where to find you for our viewers? Because I'm sure they're going to be looking for you and everyone's going to be running to this course. I mean, we could be here all day really talking about this. Is such an interesting topic, isn't it?
It's one that people don't talk about very much. And I spend a lot of time educating people as to why their dreams can be important. But with regard to my course, it's a 6-week course called Dream Your Life, Live Your Dream. And it's, as I said, it's different modules that teach people how to work with their dreams so that by the end of the 6 weeks, they feel confident enough to be able to analyze their own dreams. You can find out more about that on my website, which is called Crack Your Dream Code, www.crackyourdreamcode, all one word.com. There's information about the course on the website, as well as other courses that I offer.
Well, Sheila, it's been absolutely lovely to see you. I know after 30 years of living in the UK, you've ended up back in Florida. And gosh, I don't know what to say, except we all love you and miss you. And hopefully you never know, maybe you'll come back into a retreat again with us.
You never know. Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Because I really did enjoy that retreat in the New Forest.
It was excellent.
It was lovely.
I mean, you did the flower essence.
Yep.
Yeah.
We created a group essence there, which is one of my most powerful essences, to be honest. Group energy is very powerful. And it would be fun to be able to revisit that experience, perhaps with another group of folks.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, then we're any further questions from any of the audience? No? Okay, well, lovely to see you, Sheila, and see you all next week.
Okay, well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me. Bye-bye now.